A house with a door. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready to play? What's the day?
It's Wednesday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. Can you pop your fingers up one at a time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's easier if you hold your fingers down with your thumb at the back. Right, try this. 5 white mice hide in the ground. Not a squeak, not a sound. Mother says, "Are you coming out today?" 4 white mice are hiding away. The baby one says, "Eek, eek," twice. Then out comes 2 and 3 white mice. 1 more makes 4, the last to arrive. Now, where's Mother? Ah, that makes 5. Try that again. 5 white mice hide in the ground. Not a squeak, not a sound. Mother says, "Are you coming out today?" 4 white mice are hiding away. Baby one says, "Eek, eek," twice. Then out come 2 and 3 white mice. 1 more makes 4, the last to arrive. Now where's Mother? Ah, that makes 5.
Meow.
Oh,
Meow. 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 Meow.
Hello. 4 baby kittens and 1 mother cat. And sometimes the names of some animals' babies are called something different. See if you know any of these. Here's a dog, a mother dog, and her puppies. A sheep. Ba, ba, and her lambs. A cow. And her calf. A duck.
Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack.
And her ducklings. A swan. Swans don't make much noise, but sometimes they hiss. And her babies are called something different, and they look different too. They're cygnets. A pig and her piglets.
now a pig. Pop-up pig. But where's her piglets? Ah, there they are. Pig. And her piglets. There's a word for it, a word for it. When pigs have little ones, what is it that they're called? There's a word for it, you say it. Piglets. That's the word, that's the special word. Piglets, that's the word. Got some more animals here. Let's see what the next one is. Ah. Ma. Ma. Can you guess what that one is? Ma. Ma. There's a word for it, a word for it. When sheep have little ones, what is it that they're called? There's a word for it. You say it. Lambs. That's the word, that's the special word. Lambs, that's the word. Next one. Ah. Now this animal goes whack, whack, whack. Whack, whack. It's a duck. There's a word for it, a word for it. When ducks have little ones, what is it that they're called? There's a word for it. You say it. Ducklings. That's the word, that's the special word. Ducklings, that's the word. Now then. Ah. Now this animal goes. What is it? There's a word for it, a word for it. When cows have little ones, what is it that they're called? There's a word for it. You say it. Calves. That's the word, that's the special word. Calves, that's the word. Another one here. Do you think that's an animal? No, it's the clock. Do you know what time it's saying? Well, the long hand is pointing straight up, so that means it's something o'clock. And the short hand, that's pointing straight down. It's pointing at the number 6. So today the clock says 6 o'clock. Do you think it's saying the same time as the play school clock? Yes, it is. What's underneath? A duck looking at her egg. A very large egg.
Once, on a farm, there was a duck. A mother duck. And she was sitting on her eggs and keeping them warm until they hatched out. Well, she'd been sat on the eggs for several weeks when one day one of the eggs hatched out, and there was one yellow fluffy duckling. Then 2 yellow fluffy ducklings. Then another egg hatched out, another yellow fluffy duckling. Another yellow fluffy duckling. And another 5 yellow fluffy ducklings. But the 6th one, the 6th egg, just wouldn't hatch out. So the mother duck sat on it for another day, keeping it warm. And then another day. And another day. And she was just about to give up when all of a sudden the other egg hatched out. But it wasn't a yellow fluffy duckling. It was a sort of big, awkward-looking grey duckling. "Oh dear," said Mother Duck. "Oh dear, that's a very ugly duckling." "Never mind," she said. Come along, children.
Quack, 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 quack.
And she waddled off down to the river to teach her newborn ducklings how to swim. Well, the yellow ducklings, straight into the water, they could swim straight away, and so could the big grey one. Well, some of the animals came down from the farm nearby to watch the ducklings taking to the water for the first time. The cat sat on the river bank.
Meow, meow,
Then he spotted the big grey duckling.
meow.
Well, it swims like a duck, so I suppose it must be one.
Meow, meow.
Then the hen came along. Oh, goodness me. What's that? Funny looking thing, isn't it? Oh, what a shame. Then the pig came by. Well, I've seen some things in my time, said Pig. But that big ugly grey duckling there must look like his father. Then sheep came by. Bah, bah. Well, said Sheep, bah, if those ducklings were mine, I'd count the yellow fluffy ones as mine, but not that grey one. Bah, bah. Well, by this time, the grey duckling was getting a bit fed up with all this. And then when the other yellow fluffy ducklings started to tease him, he decided to go off down the river on his own. So he swam off down the river to get a bit of peace and quiet. And he stayed down the river for quite a long time. One day, he was sitting by the river bank, just minding his own business, when he saw some great, big, beautiful white birds swimming down towards him. And they had great big long white necks and huge white feathers. Oh, thought the grey duckling, if only I looked like that. Well, just as they were going past him, one of these big, beautiful white birds stopped and, looking at the duckling, said, Look, everybody, here's a beautiful white swan. The ugly duckling thought, they're looking at me. So he looked in the water at his reflection. And he had a beautiful long white neck and beautiful big white feathers, just like these other birds. He was a swan. I'm a swan, he said to himself. My egg must have got mixed up with those duck eggs. I'm not a duck at all. I'm a swan. Wait for me, he cried. Wait for me. And off he swam up the river with all the other swans. You see, he wasn't an ugly duckling at all. He was a beautiful white swan. I'm not just an ugly duckling, no feathers all stubby and brown. And in fact, those swans in so many words said, you're the best around. Yes, the best, yes, quite the best. You're the best around. Not a quack, not a quack, not a waddle or a quack, but a glide and a whistle and a snowy white back, and a head so noble and high. Say, who's an ugly duckling? Not I.
Some paper swans for the paper garden. I'll make another one. All you need is a bit of plasticine, a tiny bit of pipe cleaner, bend the pipe cleaner, look like a swan's head, then a long neck. Like that. Stick the plasticine on. There. There's the neck and the body. Now all you need is some wings. Piece of paper, fold it in half. Then I just cut out half a heart shape. like that. That's going to become the swan's wings. Put the body in the middle. There's another swan. Put him in the garden too. Swans belong to whoever is king or queen. And that's what the children are pretending to be in the poem this week. They're pretending to be a king and queen in their own garden. Henry was a worthy king. Mary was his queen. He gave to her a lily upon a stalk of green. Then, for all his kindness and for all his care, she gave him a new-laid egg in the garden there. Love, can you sing? Oh, I cannot sing. Or story tell? Not one I know. Then let us play at Queen and King, as down the garden walks we go. Something more I can make for this garden. Something for the swans. Bit of glue. Can you guess what it's going to be? Now some silver paper. Dig it down. So on the other side. It's a silver paper river. I'll put the swans in it. They can go for a swim. And here's a real river. I wonder if there's any real swans. Oh, well, there's some ducks swimming around in the water. Oh, and there's some cows. They're going down to the river to have a paddle and a drink. Tall trees. They're called poplars. And the floppy trees are willows. What's that? It's a baby swan. There's the swans, 2 grown-up swans, and 1 baby. He's called a cygnet. Some people are having a quiet sail along the river.
Over in the meadow, in the sand, in the sun, lived an old mother turtle and her little turtle one. Dig, said the mother, I dig, said the one, and they dug all day in the sand, in the sun. Over in the meadow where the stream runs blue, lived an old mother fish and her little fishes too. Swim, said the mother, we swim, said the two, and they swam all day where the stream runs blue. Over in the meadow, in a hole in a tree, lived an old mother owl and her little owls three. Woo, said the mother, we woo, said the three, and they wooed all day in a hole in a tree. Woo, 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 woo. Over in the meadow, by the old barn door, lived an old mother rat and her little ratties four. Gnaw, said the mother, we gnaw, said the four, and they gnawed all day by the old barn door.
Over in the pet cage, very much alive, lived white mice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We run, said the one, we sniff, said the fifth, and they play all day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five white mice. How many pets are there altogether? Well, there's 5 white mice, and there's Katoo. That makes 6. Fred the hamster. That makes 7. Bit and Bop the fish. That makes 8, 9. And Pippa. That makes 10.
Quack. Quack, quack.
Do you know how this pop-up works? It's a cone with a stick going through it, and this stuck on the stick. It's an old cheese box with a picture on one side, a different picture on the other. You could use any kind of picture, really, and then when it goes down into the cone, you can twist it, and up it comes with the other side. So go.
Quack. Quack, quack. Quack.
Quack, quack. Time for us to go now, but perhaps you'd like to make some white paper swans.
Till tomorrow. Goodbye.
Goodbye.